Peter Rex is his name. He's a billionaire founder and CEO of Rex Teams, and he is leaving Seattle and moving to Texas so his employees can have better lives. Why? Well, he was in Seattle, and that's more than 44% more expensive to live in than Austin, Texas. So let's bring Peter in. Peter, great to have you with us. I'm sure there's more than just the cost of living, but that is remarkable. Is that what drove you out of Seattle?
Ashley, thanks for having me. There's really three main things that drove us out. The first is I want to be a servant CEO. That means I've got to provide a place for my employees and put them first because that's the best investment where they can buy a home. The second is I want a place where the American dream is still flourishing and liberty reigns and it's a business-friendly environment. The third is I'm looking for the next big wave, the next 30-year wave. The last 30 years has really belonged to Seattle and San Francisco in technology with Microsoft and Amazon. But as a CEO and as an investor, I need to think about where the next wave is going to be. And I think it's going to be elsewhere.
Describe for our viewers what it was like in Seattle in these last, several weeks and the chaos that we witnessed around that Capitol Hill area.
Yeah, well, Ashley, what's interesting is we had already made the decision to move out of Seattle, but the recent happenings have actually been confirmation and consolation for spouses, for the employees, where they have more confidence in me as a leader, and they realize it's really high time to get elsewhere and to be setting up our companies and our families in a place that's a little bit more friendly towards raising children as well.
Yeah, and why Austin? I mean, Texas is a huge state. Austin, I know, is kind of a tech hub. Is that what attracted you?
Yeah, I mean, it's central to the country. It's a lower cost of living. And a lot of people, they mentioned, well, Austin's the most liberal city in Texas. Well, right. To that, I'd say I don't have a problem with liberal or conservative. I have a problem where there's no diversity of opinions. And the West Coast is becoming more monolithic in that sense. And in Austin, you have opposing views that are still alive and well. And I think that's a better environment to get to the truth. And in the long run, I think Texas is going to stay free, and the culture is very strong there.
How many of your employees are on board? Are some saying, I can't leave Seattle, or are they enthusiastic?
Well, throughout the company, we have about 500 employees. But of the ones that we have to move, I would say about 90% are able to move and are enthusiastic. And the other 10% that are possibly unable to move, we're going to be looking to keep them. Even though we'll have our headquarters in Austin, it doesn't mean we can't allow some people to work remotely.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a huge amount of money savings, right, to live in Texas, not only, cheaper cost of living, but the tax situation a lot more friendly.
Oh, absolutely. And that puts money directly in the pockets of employees because they don't have an income tax. And it's also, they have less cost of living when it comes to childcare, other things like that. That also frees them up more. And they can give back to the company even more and to our customers by having a little bit more extra time to really put that energy in. And I think even from a spiritual or their kind of mental standpoint right now, they're very grateful that I've put them first here rather than myself because, as we know, Ashley, like CEOs that are founders are successful, and we have the means to live wherever we'd like. And oftentimes the CEO just sets up the headquarters wherever he prefers. But I put them first, and that's why we made this decision.
Well, very good. We wish you the very best of luck in your new home in Austin, Texas. Peter Rex, Rex Teams, thanks so much.